In the heart of Bohemia, an ancient legend whispers of a cursed book, a monstrous tome forged with unholy power. They call it the Devil's Bible, and its story begins with a desperate monk named Herman. Herman the Recluse was, according to legend, a 13th century Benedictine monk. The legend states that, as a resident of the Benedictine monastery of Podlazice, Herman the Recluse was condemned for breaking his monastic vows and was to be walled up alive and starved to death. However, in a plea for his life, he convinced the abbot to let him live if he could create a book that encapsulated all earthly knowledge in one night. Herman wrote until midnight, when, realizing that he could not finish his masterpiece, in a desperate attempt, he sold his soul to the devil for the ability to finish the Codex Gigas, the Devil's Bible, not to be confused with the Satanic Bible. And legend has it that the devil completed the manuscript, and the monk added the devil's picture as a tribute on folio 290. In tests to recreate the work, it has been estimated that reproducing only the calligraphy, without the illustrations or embellishments, would have taken 20 years of non-stop writing. The Benedictine monastery of Podlazice near Krudom in the Czech Republic was destroyed in the 15th century during the Hussite Revolution, but is now marked by a maquette in the town museum of Krast. Records in the Codex end in the year 1222, and shortly after it was written, it was pawned by the Benedictines to the Cistercian monks of the Sedlec monastery, where it remained for 70 years. The Benedictine monastery in Brevnov reclaimed the Bible around the end of the 13th century. From 1477, it was in the library of a monastery in Brumov, until in 1594 it was taken to Prague into the collection of Emperor Rudolf II. At the end of the 30 Years' War in 1648, the entire collection was taken as war spoils by the Swedish army. From 1649, the manuscript has been kept in the Swedish Royal Library in Stockholm, and the manuscript is now preserved at the National Library of Sweden in Stockholm, where it is on display for the general public. On 7th of May, 1697, a fire at the Tre Kronor Royal Castle in Stockholm destroyed much of the Royal Library. The Codex Gigas was thrown out a window. According to the vicar Johan Erikssons, it landed on and injured a bystander. The Codex Gigas, or Giant Book, is the largest extant medieval illuminated manuscript in the world, at a length of 92 centimeters. Very large illuminated Bibles were typical of Romanesque monastic book production, but even among these, the page size of the Codex Gigas is exceptional. The manuscript is also known as the Devil's Bible, due to its highly unusual full-page portrait of Satan and the legends surrounding the book's creation. The manuscript was created in the early 13th century in the Benedictine monastery of Podlazice in Bohemia, now a region in the modern-day Czech Republic. The manuscript contains the complete Vulgate Bible, as well as other popular works, all written in Latin. Between the Old and New Testaments are a selection of other popular medieval reference works: Josephus's Antiquities of the Jews and De Bello Judaico, Isidore of Seville's Encyclopaedia Etymologiae, the Chronicle of Cosmas of Prague, and medical works, an early version of the Ars Medicinae compilation of treatises, and 2 books by Constantine the African. The Codex's bookbinding is wooden boards covered in leather, with ornate metal guards and fittings. At 92 centimeters long, 50 centimeters wide, and 22 centimeters thick, it is the largest known medieval manuscript, weighing 74.8 kilograms. Codex Gigas is composed of 310 leaves of vellum, claimed to be made from the skins of 160 donkeys, or perhaps calfskin, covering 142.6 square meters in total. The manuscript includes illuminations in red, blue, yellow, green, and gold. Capital letters at the start of books of the Bible and the Chronicle are elaborately illuminated in several colors, sometimes taking up most of the page. The start of the book of Genesis is missing. There are also 20 initials with the letters in blue, with vine decoration in red. There are also 2 images representing heaven and earth during the creation, as blue and green circles with respectively the sun, moon, and some stars, and a planet all of sea with no land masses. Within books, major capitals are much enlarged, taking up the height of about 5 to 6 lines of text in red ink and placed in the margins. Less important divisions, such as the start of verses, are slightly enlarged within the text and highlighted with yellowish ink around the letter forms. The Codex has a unified look as the nature of the writing is unchanged throughout, showing no signs of age, disease, or mold on the part of the scribe. This may have led to the belief that the whole book was written in a very short time, but scientists are starting to investigate the theory that it took over 20 years to complete. The extraordinary length, size, and detail of the Codex have given rise to the legend that it was written by one scribe in one night with help from the devil himself. It initially contained 320 sheets, though 12 of these were subsequently removed, and it is unknown who removed the pages or for what purpose. The first page has 2 Hebrew alphabets, and there are also added slips with early Cyrillic and Glagolitic alphabets. About half of the Codex, folio 1 to 118, consists of the entire Latin Bible in the Vulgate version, except for the books of Acts and Revelation, which are from a pre-Vulgate version. They are in the order: Genesis to Ruth, Isaiah, Jeremiah, Baruch, Lamentations, Daniel, Hosea to Malachi, Job, Samuel and Kings, Psalms to Song of Solomon, Wisdom of Solomon, Wisdom of Jesus, Chronicles, Esdras, Tobit, Judith, Esther, and Maccabees. The 2 works of Josephus then continue the history of the Jews, folio 118 to 178. The first page of Josephus, which recounts the Genesis creation story, is illustrated in the margin with pictures of heaven and earth, folio 118 verso. These works are followed by Isidore's Etymologiae, folio 201 to 239, and the medical works, folio 240 to 252. Following a blank page, the New Testament commences with Matthew to Acts, James to Revelation, and Romans to Hebrews, folio 253 to 286. This is followed by some pages with common prayers and a page of 3 adjurations and 2 charms, some of them known from Jewish sources, folio 286 to 291. The full-page images of the heavenly city and the devil are on folio 289 to 290 of this section. Then comes Cosmas of Prague's Chronica Bomorum, folio 294 to 304, a list of brothers in the Podlagius Monastery, and a calendar with a necrology, magic formulae, the start of the introits for feasts, and other local records round out the Codex, folio 305 to 312. Apart from the alphabets at the start, the entire book is in Latin. On folio 290 recto, otherwise empty, includes a picture of the devil, about 50 centimeters tall. Directly opposite the devil is a full-page depiction of the kingdom of heaven, thus juxtaposing contrasting images of good and evil. The devil is shown frontally, crouching with arms uplifted in a dynamic posture. He is clothed in a white loincloth with small comma-shaped red dashes. These dashes have been interpreted as the tails of ermine furs, a common symbol of sovereignty. He has no tail, and his body, arms, and legs are of normal human proportions. His hands and feet end with only 4 fingers and toes each, terminating in large claws. Both his claws and large horns are red. He has a large dark green head, and his hair forms a skull cap of dense curls. The eyes are small, with red pupils, and his red-tipped ears are large. His open mouth reveals his small white teeth, and 2 long red tongues protrude from the corners of his mouth. The double tongue evokes the forked tongue of a serpent, one of the forms of Satan in Christian iconography. The expression, forked tongues, is an ancient biblical metaphor. Within the Codex, several pages preceding this double spread are inscribed with yellow characters on darkened parchment, exuding a somber character, distinct from the rest of the manuscript. This discoloration arose because these vellum pages have been exposed to light over the centuries, as readers turn them towards the notorious illustration. The secrets of the Codex Gigas may never be fully revealed. Was it a desperate monk's masterpiece, or the product of a dark bargain? Perhaps there is room for both explanations within its pages. The Devil's Bible challenges us to explore the limits of the human spirit and our eternal fascination with the unknown. Perhaps the answers lie not in grand solutions, but in the haunting echoes of the unknown. For the truth, curiosity never rests. As elusive as it may be, is the very lifeblood of the mystery. Until next time, remember the shadows whisper. Wind carries forgotten tales. The veil between the known and the unknown is always tantalizingly thin. Stay curious, stay skeptical. Most importantly, never stop questioning. Remember to like, subscribe, share, and comment below.